advocacy. I love trying to make an impact. I love trying to fight for the causes I believe in. So next year we're going to be living off campus. We're going to have to pay actual Vancouver rent. So we're going to pay actual, we're going to have to transit in every day. I had to make calculated decisions, I guess. Basically a meeting every day was just go, 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 go. I've had to think really hard about this because it's like, is it just taking on extra work for the title, or am I actually doing something I care about? My biggest lesson lately has been...
Hey there folks, welcome back to another exciting episode of Unibeans. I'm your host Himanshi, and boy do we have a treat for you today. Joining us in the studio is none other than the multi-talented Solomon Yi-Kieran. That's right, Solomon is not just an average UBC first-year student. He's the UBC Student Senator, he's the Communications Director, he's the Arts Undergrad Society Representative, and whatnot. Today we're diving deep into the world of Solomon's interests, experiences, and of course, his insatiable hunger for knowledge. So grab your notebooks and get ready to be inspired. Oh, and did I mention, we've got a little surprise for you at the end of the show. That's right, folks. We've started a new series where every guest tells us a coffee joke. And let me warn you, they're brewing up some hilarious punchlines. So stick around till the end for a good laugh. All right, let's dive right in. How are you feeling about winning the position as a the UBC Student Senate position?
I was really ecstatic. It was awesome to hear the news, and also knowing that I came in second place in this massive race up against incumbents. I was only 34 votes away from Kareem, who's was the incumbent candidate.
Yeah.
So knowing I did that as a first year is pretty exciting.
That is. Whenever one opens up Solomon's Instagram, one can see the amount of effort he's put in. How did you manage your classes with so much going on? I remember crying for my midterms at that time. I'm like, Solomon's camping? Campaigning.
It was. I think part of it's I got lucky because I was able to get an extension on the one big essay I had due in that time, and other than that, my history class, my history TA Manny was really nice with being understanding about readings and stuff. So it definitely suffered a little. I wasn't able to keep totally on top of everything, but I think part of it's I got lucky with not having too many things to do. And also part of it is I did have to make sacrifices. I choose, this is the class today that I won't come to because it doesn't have attendance points, and these are the ones I'm going to make, and stuff like that, because I did do so much. Basically I would campaign all day, wake up at 7, and then
that is an achievement in all. 7 a.m., man.
7's so early.
Without snoozing your alarms?
No, without. I just had to get up. I'd get up at 7, I'd quickly shower, get dressed, and then I'd go. But basically I'd start campaigning classes at 8, and then I'd probably get 5 or 6 on a really good day, and then other than that I'd go to the classes I had to go to, and I'd go to the libraries and go to the dining halls and stuff and campaign and just hand my little flyers out and candies out to people. Yeah. So it was a lot. I had to make calculated decisions, I guess.
I think every first year knows one name, which is Solomon. Everyone. Really? Because we come out of the nest, we see one poster, and then we see Solomon, and then another poster, and a sticker, and a QR code. I'm like, wow. Sweet. So what sort of motivates you? Because I know there is less financial incentive to do so. Yeah. But what is something that keeps you going on? I want to do this, I want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, totally fair point. Send that there's no financial incentive. It's completely volunteer. Yeah. I've been told you get paid in calories, so you get to, we'll give you food sometimes, but that's about it. I think my kind of motivation is just that I really enjoy doing things like that. I find meetings fun, which is something my friends really mock me for. But I find it fun to do kind of leadership things and do advocacy, and I've really enjoyed it since high school. In high school I was kind of, I guess, part of how I procrastinated doing schoolwork was by running clubs and running I was one of my school's prefects, so I was in charge of kind of the advocacy side of things. So I did a lot of I did things I did the reconciliation assemblies and Pride Month and stuff like that. So I have a lot of experience in it. I find it really fun. So I think I want to be there to advocate for student needs. And when I was campaigning the first years, also the point I was driving home was next year we're going to be living off campus. We're going to have to pay actual Vancouver rent. So we're going to pay we're going to have to transit in every day. Yeah. So what I kind of want is to make sure that UBC is making it better for like me and everyone else around me's life, like when we're at school. So it's both like I really like advocacy. It's also like I kind of see it as it's a way to improve the lives of myself and the people around me. So that's kind of the main motivation there.
Main motivations to make an impact. That is where both of us, are like, oh, we want to do something for UBC students. That's nice. And what does your normal day look like? Like, I presume it'll be very busy. You're just coming from somewhere. You have to go somewhere after this.
Yeah, it really depends on what day. Like, Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my busier days with classes. So that's kind of my more running around, going to classes, getting up early days. Tuesday and Thursdays are I'd say my easy days where I get to I don't have one class those days, so I can sleep in till like noon if I really need to, if I'm tired, and I can cram the night before and stuff like that. Yeah. So those days are pretty easy. I'll just go to my class and come back, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go to a bunch of classes, and then usually, like on Mondays, I have AUS first year committee meetings, so that's about kind of an hour at the end of my day, so where we plan out like events and stuff, and then Wednesdays, I'll often have AUS council. So that's where I go and like basically it's like where the AUS governing body sits and talks about like what are our code changes, what are the services we're going to run, and makes decisions like that. So those are kind of the two main other commitments I have right now. The Senate term starts on April 1st, so not too long from now. There's already kind of like stuff about like, oh, what are we organizing? Who's going to like, when are we going to do these like orientation things and stuff like that? So I think my schedule's going to get a lot busier soon. Yeah. But yeah, kind of before the election, I had a lot of stuff going on, because first day I was like, I'd have like basically meetings every day after classes and stuff, because I'd be like meeting with someone over coffee to chat about like what policies does your club want to see happen at UBC, or like I met with like the Disabilities United Collective to see like how I can kind of push for more accessibility at UBC, and I also would have meetings with the other faculties, the other first year reps, to talk about the interfaculty event we have coming up. That's like sports day, interfaculty Olympics, and dodgeball and stuff. So it was basically a meeting every day. It was just go, 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 go.
What about your assignments?
Assignments? Yeah.
We apply for them.
After that, it was I'd go home and I'd have to cram all my assignments and do everything at night.
Wow. Yeah, so procrastination is not something that you can do.
It's not something I should be doing. I definitely should not be procrastinating. I definitely do. Yeah. I work pretty well under pressure, I'd say. Like yesterday.
Wow. Okay, that's the key to success.
Yeah, working well under pressure. Yeah, yesterday I finished an essay, and I had the 2-week extension on it from a class, so it was the very last 2 days is when I wrote it, because I'd just been so busy.
Average UBC life.
Oh yeah, that's everybody. Yeah, that was stressful. I did not like that at all. Oh.
And then, so what would you say are your interests, because you're involved here, there, what would you say, I actually love, I want to go, I see myself in that field?
Oh, I guess, sure, yeah, when it comes to just interests, I really love history, I really love linguistics, and I really love politics, okay. So, like, for my major, I want to do history honors, hopefully, knock on wood they let me in, because it's only 15 people a year, but then if that doesn't work, I'd want to do history honors, or no, not history and linguistics as a double major, because I come from a family of linguists back to my grandpa, and I just really love linguistics. I for fun, I'll make my own languages and stuff sometimes. So
wow. so do you want to become a politician?
I think
someday. I'd vote for you.
Thank you so much.
So would Unibeans fam, and so would everybody. I mean, at least first years will.
Well, yeah, no, I think politics is definitely something I see myself doing, because I think I love advocacy. I love trying to make an impact. I love trying to fight for the causes I believe in. So politics is definitely a place I can see myself doing that. It would definitely be a really stressful and long route to do, but it's something I think that I'd be passionate about, and I'd be able to do good work in. Mm-hmm. If not that, I think I'd really enjoy doing something that's like kind of teaching and stuff like that. So whether that's going into academia and like regarding history, or become like a historian, or kind of like a little dream I've been having lately of just like seems a little simpler, seems like a little less like running around, is like becoming like a high school history teacher or something like that. That could also be interesting, but that's not something I've given that much thought.
I think if Solomon becomes a high school history teacher, I'm sure people are not sleeping in the history class. For sure. His lectures would be so interesting. And what would you, because you had mentioned earlier, you have to follow a routine for yourself. So what do you think are maybe some principles that you think, one should follow and that you personally do follow?
Yeah, I think my biggest lesson lately has been don't try to nitpick your schedule and micromanage yourself. Because basically over the break before the election, I stayed at UBC. I didn't go home for the midterm break because I just had so many assignments to do and so much election related stuff to do. And for the first couple days, I had these to the minute lists of exactly what I've been doing, exactly what my schedule will be. I'd say wake up at 9 to 9:30 is my time to lay in bed and wake up. 9:30 to 10 is
that precise?
It was that precise. Terrible system. I
do not recall.
For the very first day, I hit every single target, and I felt so good about myself. And the next day, I just could not do it.
Okay.
I just ran out of motivation. That break hit me hard. My mental health took a toll from that.
You made a routine during the break?
Well, I guess I had to.
Chill, watch Netflix.
No, because I had the election right now.
Oh,
yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, but that was rough. I really would never recommend anyone do that, ever. I think what kind of works for me is to have an overall idea of what goals I have for the day. So it's today I'm going to fold my laundry, today I'm going to do my dishes, today I'm gonna have this meeting now, and then after that I'll do this and I have these assignments, and kind of to work out a broad idea of what you want to get done. And you don't have to meet everything is kind of the way I justify it to myself. It's sure, I tidied this half of my room, that's pretty good for today, now I need to work on this assignment, and I wrote this part of this assignment, that's progress, that's enough.
Who needs to do laundry, huh? I mean, I remember, I always procrastinate laundry. I'm next week.
Laundry is one of the few things I don't procrastinate. It's easy.
Wow.
Yeah, I only procrastinate school. I procrastinate nothing else at school and emails. Everything else I get. I use everything else to procrastinate school and emails.
Well, yeah, whatever. Because you've been involved on campus, what is one thing that you love about UBC?
I mean, frankly, I just love UBC.
You love UBC.
I really love it. I love being on campus. I can walk to all my classes. I can walk to all of the little restaurants and little food places on campus. I can just going for a walk, seeing the nature, seeing you'll see squirrels around. I'll see Kip on occasion, the coyote, whenever I get out of my house in Panier. It's just really beautiful. If you take a walk around Sunset, all the colors are just amazing. And
UBC's energy, UBC's vibe is different.
Yeah, especially now that the weather's good. It's so pretty.
I can see the seasonal depression leave my body.
True.
When I can see the sun coming out, I'm like, wow. And there's one more question, and this is the last question for the day, which is, what advice would you give to first years who may be inspired to be, the next one?
The next one.
I mean, that's true, because you're engaged at uni, and balancing your normal life with 10,000 things that you're doing is difficult.
Yeah.
And still you have a smile on your face all day. I was just I have too much work. I was crying right now. I was like, what advice would you give to the first years?
I guess my general life advice, with the whole smile on my face thing, is I just try to be very positive. I think about the positive side of life. I'm running to a class because it's to a class I don't want to go to. At least, hey, it's sunny. I can look at the trees. I can hear the birds chirping. Think about that. Yeah, that's kind of how I look at life. That's how I go through the day. But also, my advice, if you want to be as busy as I am and do this stuff, is make sure it's stuff you care about, and make sure it's stuff that you really feel like you can put in the energy to do and really have the commitment for. Because when is this podcast coming out? Next week. Okay, I can say this then. It doesn't count as this isn't a campaign violation.
Okay, no.
I'm running this week, I guess. From Monday until Easter break, I'm running in the AUS elections to be second year rep, and that's a lot of work. That's something I've had to think really hard about this, because it's do I really want to do the position? Do I think it's a good fit with what I already have? Is it just taking on extra work for the title, or am I actually doing something I care about? And I have decided it's something I care about, and because I love like working, I love working to advocate for like this year and the like class of 2027, and I really like doing stuff in the AUS. I think it's a great community, and it's a great way to also, I think, know what people want as advocacy goals that I can use to help me in Senate.
Yeah.
I also love planning events and stuff, so it's a good fit as a role for me. But like, I also thought about running to be a US VP academic, which I think, while I really love advocacy, it's definitely something that would have been more work than I could take on, and definitely something that wouldn't have fit as well with everything else I'm trying to do. So it's really like, make sure to pick things you're passionate about. Make sure to like, if you're gonna make yourself busy, make sure it's things you enjoy being busy with. Yeah. So I think that's my biggest piece of advice, and the one that I've really had to learn over the last little while.
And then be positive about what you do.
Yeah, be really positive. That's my.
But the word of the day is positive, and it was not planned. I'm wearing something.
Oh yeah, you are.
Positive.
It's really funny, actually.
That's all for the podcast. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much
and
for
I'm so
having me.
grateful. Everybody's so grateful, and we love you, and we'll support you. And by the way, I'm also running for VP Student Life for Visas.
Oh yeah? All right. Well, good luck in your election too. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
We have a special joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say to your crush in a cafe?
What?
I like you so matcha. It's really bad, guys.